Hello once again, I'm Barry Schultz, SP500. Thank you for joining me. It's April 12th, Saturday here before Holy Week, and then Good Friday when Jesus Christ died for the world's sins, and led to Easter Sunday, which he rose again. Hallelujah. He is risen indeed. So, as Christ gave his life for the world, I thought I would try to do something that I would give my best value in parallel here. And I believe that's going to be the model I have for you today that would show you the grand scale peak in the markets, which I believe that the grand scale peak in markets will happen around Labor Day of 2030. Now, if I'm a little early, right, and that grand scale peak is, let's say, Christmas of 2030, well then you have a couple extra months there to prepare or be ready. But I believe today I want to show you some of my best macro timing models for finding macro peaks, and I think you're going to be blown away by what I'm showing today. Again, my work is pattern based, right? So I believe that that's where my competitive advantage is. I think everyone that sells a product tries to prove their product is superior to the others or has high competitive value or can far exceed the competitor, right? So I believe that's what I'm trying to do today. So that's I want to show you what I believe my model is able to do that other theories and systems cannot do. And that's to use a historical pattern that is, as many of you have seen, is extremely accurate. So again, I believe that Great Depression will last from 2031 through 2034, and the Great Depression will kick off in 281 weeks from now. And again, that would be the tip-top peak. That would be the highest market value that we can obtain, I think will happen around Labor Day of 2030. So let's jump to the model. I want to keep this short and brief so you can share it with others, and stays short so that they can watch it very quickly, and then you can watch as many times as you want to freeze the freeze frame. You can take a picture, print screen, whatever, save it to your calendar on your phone or work computer, whatever, and then drop it out on Labor Day of 2030. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Barry Schultz, SP500, and if it happens, so if we have a huge rocket launch into late 2030 around Labor Day, it would be a great honor if if you would consider donating a substantial donation, right, to have such a huge call hit exactly where I'm predicting will happen. And why do I think that'll happen? Let's jump to the model. Donation QR codes and donation link below this video, and PayPal link below the YouTube video down in the description. Thank you for following me. Okay, so here is the monthly model. It's the macro Federal Reserve peak model that I built. And it was quite amazing when I first stumbled across this, but you can take 3 points again and again and again, and it predicts the macro peak in markets. So you can see the 3 touch points that led to the peak in late 2000. And then that obviously led to a giant crash in markets into 2003. And then you can see the underside of that. You can see a 1 touch point in 1978, and then there's kind of 2 touch points in 1994, and that led to a peak at the end of 2007 for a macro scale peak. And then we witnessed quite a crash in markets, right? A dry up of credit and everything in 2008, 2009. And then you can see where the model predicted with 2 touch points the peak at the end of 2021. Which, as you know, 2022, the Fed raised rates. They kept on talking about transitory when nothing was transitory. I'm very critical of Jerome Powell, obviously. I think he's leading us down the road to the Great Depression very easily, and I think his time in the federal chair parallels that of Andrew Mellon's time in the 1920s, which led to the Great Depression of that time. And Andrew Mellon, I believe, was the father of the Great Depression. He did a bang-up job on destroying the national banking system at the time. And I think Jerome Powell is equally responsible, or more, because he has history to look at. He is going to destroy the United States banking system, actually, I believe. And you can see from here the yellow 1, 2, 3 touch points on the underside, which will carry out into Labor Day of 2030. So you can see a very beautiful, crisp 1, 2, 3. And that's hard to argue with, right? Because that's an easy 1, 2, 3. And you can see the blue wave also going out with a 1, 2, 3 out into roughly the Super Bowl of 2028. Remember, I told you that in previous videos that I believe that there's going to be a macro peak in the markets around Super Bowl of 2028, and then the market's going to take a big spill. Well, it showed up in this model too, and then you can see from, again, a Labor Day of 2030, you're going to see a macro peak, and then I believe that kicks off the Great Depression, which our Federal Reserve, again, I believe his 10-year tenure looks just like that of Andrew Mellon, which will lead to a Great Depression in my opinion. And I believe the Treasury and Jerome Powell have destroyed our banking system in America, and it's going to lead to a giant collapse from 2031 through 2034. Please speak with a financial advisor if we get near late 2030, maybe the summer of 2030. You might want to start speaking with a financial professional and look at the different strategies you might be able to play. Hopefully I can save a lot of people out of a Great Depression scenario, or great tragedy and great horrific loss, if I'm correct. And hopefully by speaking with a financial professional in line with my timing, perhaps many of you will be saved from the coming flood of fire and terror, I believe, from the Federal Reserve's complete sheer lack of intelligence. So that's my criticism of that. Of course, my family lost their home back in the 1930s because of Andrew Mellon. So yes, I do have a little fire in my belly from that. My grandparents had all the money, as the story goes, in the bank, and obviously the run on the bank led to the collapse in the markets, and my grandparents lost all their money, even though they had enough money supposedly to pay off the entire house. Became very poor. So hopefully by God's grace I do not repeat that same error that they went through God's gift to me to be able to predict markets. So again, be watching for that in late 2030. And again, the model's predicting a giant macro peak in around the Super Bowl of 2028. So that's where I'll be looking to probably exit my longs or exit my 401k. At that time, I'm going to put my 401k to work around Father's Day of 2025. That's my plan. So again, speak with a financial professional. I am not licensed in any way, shape, or form, and so I cannot give financial advice. I can only tell you what I'm going to do, but I highly encourage you to consider the risks and all that, and then speak with a financial professional that might be able to help you. Again, if you find all my work highly intriguing, or maybe some of you are in the background and it's 2030 around September, and you've watched this video since 2025, you've quietly waited in the background and want to blow me away with a giant donation if all these things come to pass, it would be a great honor and privilege, and I'd be very humbled. So hopefully when some of you are watching this in Labor Day of 2030, you can protect yourself and maybe even be a blessing to me. Maybe over into 2034, maybe some of you are able to really financially tune this in and really protect yourself in such a way that you might be able to donate to me through 2034. Who knows? That could be the reason why God gave me this gift. I do not know. But anywho, try to keep this short and brief. But anyways, you can see why simply one model on a macro scale is able to predict the macro peaks in the markets. Simply astounding, right? Hopefully you've enjoyed this. You find it highly intriguing. Please share my work. It'd be the highest form of applause you can give me. One of them is to share my work with as many people as you can. And obviously, hopefully you share this more and more as we get closer to Labor Day of 2030. Thank you so much. I'm B.R. Schultz. Until next time, take care. So hopefully you've enjoyed my show today. Warning, this is all forecast use only. Come here. You want to read this for me? What does that say? Forecast?
Forecast.
Use?
Use only.
Only. Right. And what's this say?
Warning.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. I am not
A licensed investment professional. That's Latin. So we'll say caveat emptor. Seek professional advice prior to investing. Investing bears risk
of
financial
loss.
Very good. And so basically this is saying if you ever try to invest in stocks or anything else, you could lose money. Warning, warning, warning. And all my graphs are subject to change. And not all the results are not always the same. Yeah. Thank you for reading for me.
You're welcome.
And that's it for today. I'm B.R. Schultz. Until next time, take care.